Bentornati ragazzi alla nuova puntata di Spie dal mondo. Io sono Max e con me c'è il mitico, strabiliante, eccezionale Bala. Per questa tristemente ultima puntata del nostro podcast intervista riguardo all'India. Oggi approfondiremo un po' un aspetto forse un pochino più personale di Bala, della sua esperienza, perché comunque è una persona, al di là del fatto che sia mediamente più giovane di tutti gli studenti dell'Università di Camerino, è anche, ha viaggiato moltissimo e quindi sono molto curioso di sapere la sua opinione riguardo al tema dei viaggi. Nelle scorse puntate abbiamo parlato di tantissimi aspetti dell'India, l'aspetto geopolitico, la culturale, come sia in realtà un paese così eterogeneo ma così unito nel suo sentirsi India in tutti i sensi. E abbiamo parlato di cibo, di lingue, di tutto e di più dello sistema scolastico. E oggi, quindi, torniamo all'inglese. So, today, Bala, we are speaking about yourself, mostly. Yeah. Of course, yourself as an Indian guy, of course, not in general, because otherwise the interview would be about Bala. But again, it's just to have a better insight on India also from your perspective, okay?
Yeah, okay.
So I have some questions that I would like to pose because they, in my opinion, they cover some aspects that are interesting for people that travel a lot as yourself.
Okay.
So one first thing I would like to know is could you mention one good thing and one bad thing that you think are in India?
Well, the good thing is that if you have friends, you have to travel.
Okay.
The travel, like, you know, the destinations you have in India is spectacular.
Yeah, actually, yeah, this is something it's hard to consider, but for example, for an Italian guy, because in Italy, I guess you can take a car and more or less reach every place in Italy, especially from the center as we are here.
Yeah.
But in India is huge.
Yeah.
So really you have different, almost it's as if it's different countries to discover inside India. So this is interesting.
So like if you want to discover with the friends, like if your team of friends are adventurous, they can go from a bike, taking a bike tour.
Wow.
That would be amazing.
How long does it take?
Takes a lot of time. A lot, maybe days, maybe 2 days, I guess. I don't know, it depends on you how much you travel.
So like
for sure more than 2 days.
What is the longest or hardest trip you had inside India?
The hardest trip was like when I was going on a mountain with the car. Like it's like near the lake. It was like a beautiful lake. And to visit the lake, I was traveling with my family on a mountain. The car was not even going up.
Oh.
Even and at one point we got like my dad got like, you know, tired, and he was like, you know, come on, let's go by walk to the mountain top. And we just got off the car, and it was like it's in the forest actually. And
this is cool. This is very cool.
Completely nature vibes. Yeah.
This is very cool. So one bad thing actually. Now we want to know.
The bad thing. Actually, I don't know like what to mention. Mostly I found good things because like I had most of the good things. Like bad thing, I would say, like, you know, when your fuel is out when you're traveling, like, you know, in between the highway, because I went through this situation and there is no nearby even the petrol filling stations, the gas filling stations nearby on the highway, and I was stuck, and I have to took my bicycle, I mean the motorbike, for 3-4 kilometers by walk.
Oh my goodness.
That was the saddest thing. I didn't know this, and I was just kept going. And at one point I just left all the petrol bunks back of me, and the vehicle got stopped. Yeah, and that was the saddest thing.
So maybe India should implement more petrol refilling stations.
I mean we have like more petrol bunks. Actually it was my fault. I mean even now the time I come out of my country, now the petrol is so cheap in India.
Really?
Yeah, because we are importing from Russia, so
okay, right there. Yeah. You're the lucky ones.
Yeah. There we are getting so cheap. Yeah.
This is interesting. Also, yeah, this is a geopolitical, very interesting aspect. Like how different it is also in terms of energy, consumption, energy, furnitures,
renewable sources.
So yeah. This is you are right now basically buying energy from Russia essentially. So it's very low price whereas the western part is of course now in not very peaceful agreements, let's say.
Yeah.
And what about your now? Just because it popped in my mind, what's your as a country relationship to China?
China, is just a neighboring country. That's it. We had a few bad times back in 2 years ago because
because there was some
war in the Galwan Valley because they were trying to occupy some of the tiny countries. They were entering into our country, just changing the borders, putting up the new regulations.
Yes, I remember some soldiers also died from both sides.
Both the sides, and around 2,000 Chinese soldiers were dead, and no information have been posted from Chinese government. They kept it a secret. As you know, their government is not is a monarchy one. So they just keep all the secrets. They not let you tell all the secrets to the outer world.
Yeah. So, but being India right now probably the fastest growing economy, it's interesting to know how your relationship is in economic terms with China, because of course it's another very powerful economy in the world, and you're so close to each other. So I don't know, maybe it's interesting on that side.
I mean, we are skyrocketing in this area. We need to catch China because China is way far ahead, to be honest. And in terms of development or something like infrastructure, everything, they are ahead. But very sure we will beat China in a few years. Just now, as we beat in them as in a population.
That's great. That's good, and we are looking forward for this. And then maybe who knows, the equilibria in the world, how it will change.
Yeah, exactly.
But again, this is my scientist part of the brain is talking. Let's keep asking you some very funny and personal questions.
Okay.
Because now you've been traveling a lot, of course, and of course your main experience was here in Italy. So one thing I'm most interested about is being also our cultures so different, Indian and Italian ones, despite you being Catholic. So in a way we share some let's say some beliefs at least. My question is, what is the most valuable thing you will bring back from Italy? Not necessarily a material thing, but also, I don't know, a way of thinking or an habit that you developed here. What's the most valuable one?
I mean, it's not one valuable thing, it's a one country. We need Vatican City.
Okay.
Maybe if Vatican City, I mean, as a Catholic, we had mad belief followers of Papa Francesco. So whenever, most of the people, the Catholic people, in Asia, treating him as a god, as here, I don't see him that vibe, because back in my country, what I see, even the Catholic thing. Here is this. When I met a few of my friends, they said "No, it's nothing, man. Come on." They were more of a funny kind. They're not even interested in this religious.
Yeah,
issues.
This is true. Maybe this is the problem of having Vatican City in-house, because it's been literally centuries that we hosted the Pope. So for us, it's not a big thing. But I guess that for you, reaching the core of Catholicism, maybe. It feels different. So you would bring back Vatican City. I mean, good luck with that.
I mean, it's impossible, highly impossible. I know, but maybe once if we visit to India, maybe there will be people who really likes him, who want to see him at least once in a lifetime, so they can see him.
So you can propose to Pope Francis if he can move Vatican City around for some time. Spend a few years in India and then a few years there, and Well, this is
yeah, but I know it's impossible, like impossible thing. But I don't know what's going on. Yeah.
All right. And on the personal side, like something you learned here that was for you crucial to go ahead, if there is anything, of course.
Like the education thing, and like like the Erasmus thing, like going to other countries. Like I really love the thing. And the next is education. Like you're treating each and every education like an equal amount. Like not a greater one, not a smaller one. Like this degree is not valuable. Like nobody cares. Like here the people study with the passion, and like not caring about the economy. Like some budget. Like you're receiving some economies from the source. Like the work you're doing. And like back in India, like we feel like the work you're doing is giving you money or not. That's the main important thing. Yeah. So that's the reason. Like informatic is like money.
Yeah, of course. Right now, it's probably the fastest growing field of technology. So, I mean, it's logical that people would invest in studying informatics. To get. Yeah, of course. So, this is a very interesting aspect, because asking this kind of questions is more useful actually to us to understand something more about us, because having the perception of how you see us is very interesting in my opinion, because I don't know, for example, I've never said that we are passionate in studying, but your point of view actually makes sense. So
like when I have seen like a few of my Italian friends, like they were like I asked them like, why geology? Like the geology, there is no job, like there is no life. Why did you choose this? Like they gave me like a fantastical reply. So one guy, he's a married guy, he's an architect. His son asked him like, Dad, why there is a mountain? Why there is a mountains form? So he don't know the answer. So he started to study geology with us.
Wow.
And that was, I really blew off my mind. What? Just because your son asked this question, you joined geology studying bachelor's, he came to know the answer and he gave the answer to his kid. And I was very surprised. This guy is so passionate. And the other guy, he was once like, there is Pietro Marincioni. He's one of my close friends. And I asked him like, why geology? Why did you choose it? Like he said like when he was young, he was drawing a mountain, like volcanic eruptions. His mom told him like, why don't you join geology? You used to draw mountains, like, you used to love that thing. And why don't you do geology? Like, and yeah, he found it very interesting and he started to study geology. And I was like, oh my God, these people are so passionate to study.
Like literally following your heart.
Exactly. Like not the money, but the heart. Like, it brings you money. Like if whatever you go.
This is very cool. Thank you for this aspect. I really appreciate that. So, my dear friend, I have one last big question for you. Okay, and it is a bit of a challenge to you. Okay, to think about your experience. Because let's make a mind experiment. Okay, a virtual experiment. Okay, in which tomorrow you wake up and you meet an alternative version of yourself. Okay, and he says, okay, I'm Bala, but from another universe. In which I haven't traveled. Okay. So you meet this version of you that up to 16 years old were identical, but then decides not to leave India. Okay. And not to engage this incredible incredible journey you had. In this universe. Now my question is, what is that he would have less or more than you?
Well, he could have less knowledge than me right now. Because of traveling knowledge, maybe like experiencing different culture and the people, what you see, how they behave, and like different culture. I mean, different typical foods. I mean, of course, wine.
Very good point.
And wine and beer. And yeah, this is the thing which I could miss if I was like back in India, and if I am not here and if I was there. And the main points which I could enjoy is like having a very good friends again, like having more and more friends forming, and like getting a good job till now, and entering into a software company or something and doing a job and earning monthly salary. And this
so you think that in a way you sacrificed some friendships and some easy money, let's say.
Yeah, exactly.
But do you think that the exchange was worth it?
Exchange was worth it, of course. 100%.
So you enjoyed, open your mind to so many cultures. Also because we were mentioning you spent 4 years here, but actually you've been in many other countries in the meantime. Yeah. You mentioned the Erasmus program. Yeah. So give us a brief chronology of your movements.
Okay, like first country I have visited is Italy, and after that I was in Vatican City.
Okay.
And then Czech Republic.
Yeah.
Austria.
Okay.
Germany and Hungary.
Okay, so wow, you visit all the northeastern part of Europe. Yeah. This is interesting.
Yeah.
So also you experimented and you came into contact with very different.
Yeah, like when I was in Eastern Europe, I found like in Eastern Europe the food is not so great. Like the food they eat only potatoes, like pork, and these are the things which they take it in Czech Republic, and they are very good in the beverages. For example, like beer. I mean, the Czech beer is like fantastic. Czech and Germany. Even Germans, when I was there, I was for 1 month like doing volunteering with Erasmus thing, and as an Erasmus volunteer, and I was near to Berlin. Like there's a place called Dietz, and it's a country. It's a small countryside. It's just like Camerino, and it was so good. And they were preparing like their own beer in this small tiny village. And the food, they eat only pasta, potatoes, and pork. This was there. And in the morning, they would have breakfast as the cereals, like the oats or something.
So, in general, you could say that coming from the country of the huge cities, you came to Europe and quite enjoyed the small realities we have here.
But I really enjoy, apart from other countries, like the food in India, and next is Italy. Like the food here, I really miss. When I was in Germany or in Czech Republic, I was missing Italy very badly because I could at least get to enjoy the Mensa food. So good.
This is great. I guess that Erdis will be happy to
hear this. Yeah.
So I have the very last question.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So I suppose that the first time you traveled abroad, it was to Italy.
Yes.
Right? So you left India and came straight to Italy, and it was your first abroad travel. Yeah. So this was very brave, in my opinion. I really respect you for this choice. It was really, really brave.
Thank you.
But I suppose you were not 100% prepared to all of this.
No.
So I'm very curious. Like, if you tomorrow, apart from meeting your alternative self and stuff like that, but you receive an email from an Indian boy or girl that is trying to reach Italy to study, as well as you did. What are the things, and you would tell them, like I don't know, be careful to this, be careful to that, consider this and that, because what are the things you wished people told you?
About the clothes, first thing.
Really?
Yeah. The clothes, like which I found in India,